people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Big Six. Hope you're all good. There's over 1,000 waiting. Make sure you hit the like button first and foremost. Let's get to 1,000 real quick. End the show by 2,000 likes. As always, people, show some love to the people in the building. Let me work my way around the other way this time. Matisse, Tobs, GRIZZ, SAEED, and Big Steve is back in the building, as you can see. It's the original six. It's actually the original six. And we are going to get in on the whole Man City stuff because they're the ones making all the headlines right now with Big Steve in a sec. But show some love to his channel. It's been a little while. And the rest of the man, them Skull Thuggery, the official channel as well. And yeah, Steve, it's been a little while, man.
Yeah, man. Been on a journey. Been on a roller coaster of a journey this season, you know what I mean? Started off a little bit slow. Erling Haaland, you know, Charity Shield, blowing it over the bar. He's going to be a flop. All that shit. Then apparently he makes us worse. And then we were drawing at Forest and Arsenal's going to win the league. And one-horse race, all that bullshit. And then we just kicked into gear. And the pressure got cranked up to 100. Erling Haaland broke every record that was laid there for him to break. And one win away from the Premier League, one win away from the FA Cup, and one win away from the Champions League. So, listen, I can't say that life's a struggle on the blue side at the minute. It don't get any better than that. And I'm living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Right. A lot of us did expect you to get past Madrid, though. I know a lot of people in the chat were like, oh, you can't look past Madrid, and I get all of that. But Man City, especially towards the end of this season, you lot have been something else. As an Arsenal fan, I've seen that for myself. I know Liverpool fans have seen it over the years, but this season, it feels a bit different now, Steve, doesn't it? It feels like you're more well-rounded than you might have been before.
Last season was a learning curve. I had to go there in the Bernabeu. About a year to the day, I was in the Bernabeu dreaming of meeting GRIZZ for a croissant under the Eiffel Tower.
You know what?
And then,
you can still take me to Istanbul for a kebab. You can still take me out.
An hour later, 2 minutes later, I'm dreaming of Blackpool. So I had to come on and take the music. We was very naive last season. We thought we could blow Madrid away, and we didn't play. We let them back in at the Etihad 4-3. Then we went over there and we switched off for 2 minutes and got burnt. And everybody came on and said that is European heritage. This is European, you know, pride and all this shit. Well, all I've got to say is the heritage didn't fucking survive yesterday. The heritage got dusted. There's not one person on this panel can say that Real Madrid didn't get a lesson. It wasn't down to Real Madrid playing bad. It was down to Manchester City playing good. We took them to the cleaners. We played them off the park. They couldn't live with us. The crowd was up. And at the end of the day, we deserved it. You know, sometimes in life, you get your fingers burnt. And if you play with feathers, you get your arse tickled. And they played with feathers and got their arse tickled. And they got sent back to Spain. And Manchester City are going to Istanbul. So, yeah, we've had some bumps in the road. The Gremlins, they have it. They gave it us in Porto. You know, fully deserved. We had to come on and take it. But look at the fucking state of them now. And, you know, Real Madrid, they got their medicine last night. But listen, it's not over yet. We're in 3 finals. We've got to win them all.
Are you going to win them all?
Yeah.
It's hard to even think you're going to get clipped from that because I think you're going to win it all as well. It's actually mad.
Who's going to stop them?
Man, you look at it. Yeah, we've got Chelsea at home on Sunday. Yeah, the Etihad Stadium at the minute, whether you like it or not, is unreal. We get the job done there. Yeah, we've got the poor neighbours at Wembley. You know, a week after that, the ones that are changing the badges to Inter Milan badges and shit and Real Madrid badges and that, they're confused over there. You know, they're having protests about oil and that. You know what I mean? Protests about oil and shit. That, you know, Desperado FC over there. But they're going to get their medicine. And then listen, Inter Milan, we're going over there. It's Inter Milan, a one-off game. Eddie Dzeko and the boys. And we're just going to have to fight it out and see how it goes. But we've got a fantastic chance. And all the Man City supporters at the minute are over the moon. And we deserve it, man. We deserve it because people written us off this season. Pep had to change it. Cancelo, that little scenario got ended with him leaving. He changed the defence. Nathan Ake, Johnny Stones, right back, left back, bit weird, but he worked. Jack Grealish, they slagged him off last year. Look at him now. And Erling Haaland, you know, he's playing. They were saying he made us worse, but it just needed time. And when you got Pep Guardiola, he has to find the formula, and he found it. And there's a buzz around this club at the minute that I can't describe it. I can't describe it. People are probably bored. They're looking at me going, "Shut up, Steve, you dickhead. Fucking sick of listening to Man City and that." But at the end of the day, I'm telling you the truth. 53 games I think I've been to home and away this season. There's a vibe going around from top to bottom. And it all started when them fucking Premier League charges came out and Pep did that press conference. As soon as he did that press conference and he said all them things, everybody just went, whoosh, let's have it. And listen, we've seen what happened, man. You know all well, Turkish. You know what happened. The shark came.
Yeah,
the boat is upside down in the water like this, and Arsenal are on the top there, and there's a big fucking shark just here, mate. So Sunday,
to be honest with you, we jumped off the boat. If we're being honest, when you look at the West Ham and Southampton results, we was already in the ocean, mate, waiting. But yeah, I mean, we've seen it for ourselves. SAEED, how are you feeling about it? Because obviously they're about to do a treble. United.
He's fucking ill with it. Look at his face. He's fucking ill with it. All the shit he's come out with all the years in Manchester, yeah, he's fucking devastated. He's praying to Allah. He's praying to God. He's praying to Eric Cantona. He's praying to everyone in his fucking phone book that Man City don't win the treble. Because if we do, he can't go out in Manchester again. And while we're on the subject, I want to tell you, do you know when he used to call me Stockport Steve? Ask him where he lives now. Ask him where he lives. Stockport. So it's now Stockport SAEED. So get on him for that. Stockport SAEED, yeah? I never even lived in Stockport, and people say, "You Stockport Steve." He lives in Stockport now.
Oh shit!
I come in peace.
Oh,
I come in peace, Steve.
Shit!
I just come in peace.
Shit!
You know, life is a humbler right now, so I come in peace. I have no attitude. I have no cockiness. I just pray. I just pray. June the 3rd. We do something. We do something.
Do you know what? Pray, do you know what? Do you know what I was gonna say? Because I've been asked this question, but Steve, from a Man City point of view, right? Which one's the tougher game? The Inter Milan or United? What do you think? Because that's a tricky one. I know we're cussing Man United, but I personally think it's Man United. You know.
You don't know. Listen, a few years ago, we played Wigan in the FA Cup, and people thought City was going to roll them. So if you've learned anything about football, it was Wigan's steak night that night, and they took it, and they ate the steak, and they killed us. So you don't know. Man United might come there and think, you know, what FA Cup final, nothing to lose, let's have it. But we're just a different animal at the minute, Grizz, and if we play like we play, they don't get near us. You know what I mean? They don't get near us. The first game of the season, when we scored 6, it should have been 10. The second game of the season, we was going through that position where Ireland won't get in the ball, and we were stop starting, and they only beat us by that weird goal. I just think it could be peak for them. I think if they come try and go toe to toe with us on Wembley on that big pitch, it could be fucking big scores.
Nah. If we don't score the first goal, then it's long. That's all I'm saying. Like, the first goal is crucial. We score the first goal, we might make a big game out of it, but. Listen, we're up against it, man. It's a neutral venue.
That's where you got players missing as well.
Yeah, Lissandro's a big miss, but other than that, I think we're kind of good.
I'd rather he play, to be honest, because every time he plays, he gets dunked on.
You know, I mean, it's obviously, you know, I mean, it's a team game. But I think for me, I can't lie.
We'll probably change our team. We'll have Ortega in net. We'll probably make changes for it. To be fair, with the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's fair. It's a week later. I think you should play your strongest team.
I don't think he will. He won't play Edison. He'll play the kids he's been playing in the cup. He always does that. So it is what it is.
He did, to be fair. When we played you, a couple of years ago, he did play. He did stick to. I call him Zac Efron.
I'm not sure. I was thinking that he did
but
that.
Surely but against Man United.
Yeah, but this is Man United, and this is a treble. This is.
Mate, he's farming. He's a barn pot. He's a barn.
Let's see. That's interesting because I was thinking originally. I thought, yeah, he's gonna make a couple of changes.
Ortega definitely plays. And
do you trust Ortega?
To be fair, I mean, Ortega's not been too bad. He's better than Zach Steffen, but yeah, he's not been too bad. But do you know what?
Zach Steffen, isn't he that singer?
Yeah, High School Musical.
But no, he's
that's just saying, isn't it?
Zac Efron, that is, man.
Oh, Zac
It is what
Efron.
it
Sorry,
is.
same thing, isn't it? Same thing.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
You don't know. We don't know. But I never thought I'd be in this position, man. So I'm happy. You know, the Premier League. I knew we'd put pressure on them, and it was just a matter of time to see how they would take the pressure. There was times where I'd admit where I thought, you know what, they might not crack these. So when I said the Shark thing that week, I just got onto Daps and all the boys online because you know it's like online, and I said, look, let's just put pressure on them online and just fucking troll them a bit and try and because psychological, innit? I've had it with Liverpool and GRIZZ and toe to toe and you know all AGT and Redmond on your case and all that over the years, and it does get to you a little bit. But Arsenal just cut their own throats in the end. They to drop 12 points in the last 10 games, the business end. I did say early in the season that the games won't be won against the big boys; it's the little boys, and. Yeah, man, they just cut their own throat. But listen, I'm going to be honest. When they say did Arsenal bottle it? Yeah, they did bottle it because if you're 93% on top of the league and you go 8 points clear and you throw them points away, you bottled it. But at the end of the day, I don't think anyone can chat to him because the season they've had from where they was last season, yeah, they fell at the final hurdle, but are they in a much better position than they was last year? 100%. Are things looking rosy in the garden at Arsenal? I think they're only a few tweaks away. But next season, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Newcastle, City, it's going to be harder, man. It's going to be harder. This was the one. This was the one, man.
Yeah, it was. Listen, that's what I keep saying about the season, Steve. Obviously, I've come to terms with it quite a while ago after Southampton. But in terms of judging this season, really, we'll know next year and the year after that whether this was the start of something special or whether it was the season we should have fucking done it because we haven't come close since. Right now, it's kind of, you know, it does. You're right. It does look rosy in a sense where if you take ourselves away from the disappointment of losing out on the title, it looks rosy because it's a young team, a young manager. We've spent money, but we haven't spent real money in terms of the clubs you've mentioned. Chelsea, Man United, yourselves, Newcastle, who will eventually start spending a hell of a lot of money. Liverpool, even too, to complete their side, they had to make a couple of big money signings, and that's what, you know, helped them along the way to snatch a couple off you at least. Well, only one Premier League.
Liverpool ain't that far away. They've got that run in them. They've gone on it, and they'll probably sneak into the Champions League. I think they need it, but like you say, Milner's, Naby Keita, you know, Curtis Jones, you're looking at them kind of men and you're thinking over a long season, they ain't going to get you through it. In the end, they just need to freshen it up a little bit. And Chelsea's just fucked at the minute. I don't know what the fuck. I've got no words for that. What's going on there? But
no words is
At least
fine
some gremlin love,
fine
man.
with me, Steve.
and the Gremlins love me, man. But listen, that's just fucked. But and Tottenham, he's not even here, so there's no point even talking about Tottenham. It's just forget that. And Tottenham had changed.
Can you tell he's representing Spurs? Like that's it. That's him representing Spurs. That's it. That's it. That's it.
You know what I mean? It's probably got a pie in the oven or something, or he's making a fucking cake or something like that.
That's it.
It's been a while since we made a pie or something, isn't it? It was mad.
And United, I mean, what we're hearing from United is basically that they've got to sell players before they can buy.
Well, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, man. You know what I mean? I think it's not going to happen till the end of the season. So it's shit, man. I can't lie to you. Right now, it's shit. We're failing to obviously get an owner, and Man City are on the course for a treble. We've got to stop it.
It's shit. I agree with you. It's shit. But it can change in one game. Because if you win the season, with top 4 and 2 trophies, that's a bloody good season for you. On the other hand, obviously, a couple of weeks ago, we were saying if anyhow you drop out the top 4 and we come with the late charge, that will be a disaster. But right now, it's in a balance. Newcastle win. I can't see you dropping out the top 4. But in that final, of course, like City are scary at the moment. Scary.
Yeah.
But in a final, you've got the the firepower that Inter Milan haven't. You've got the pace in transition that Inter Milan haven't. But I don't think you can keep them out. That's the problem. You can't keep them out. And that's going to be a massive, massive problem for you. But your season could fucking change for the better over that one game. It makes all the difference.
Yeah, I hear you 100%. I think tactically, Ten Hag in the finals, he hasn't kind of like almost like, you know, done the whole possession thing and dominated teams. He's just kind of worked to his strengths, and that's what we've got to do. One thing about Man City though is that they just seem to have a knack of the players that come on the pitch, like the Fodens, like the Alvarez, are carrying on from what Bernardo and them lot do. So it's like there's no difference in the system, in the style. They do it. Okay, Haaland can get more goals than Alvarez, but it's the same principle, same philosophy. Like, they're just relentless. Like, and that was what's scaring me about yesterday, is that for 90 minutes, they absolutely battered Real Madrid. There was not one point in the game where I thought Real Madrid could get something here. They just battered them. And that's why, for me, it's scary at the minute what Man City are doing. You know what I mean? And then Pep Guardiola's going to Rio. I told you. You know, it's mad. It's mad. I don't know.
What's Rio doing? 1 minute he's celebrating Vinicius' goal like United have scored, and then he's texting Pep wishing him good luck. That guy's weird, man. He needs to sort himself out.
No, you know what? To be fair, he did say like you know, when Pep Guardiola said we're gonna do it tomorrow, he said, "All right, good luck." So I just think it's a respect thing, but yeah,
and then you've got, this is how mad United old players are. You've got proper salty old dudes like Patrice Evra in a red suit at the Etihad trying to fight with ball boys and that. Because someone's probably called him a red mong and told him to do one. You know what I mean? Why would you go there on Champions League nights, man, when you red suit, when you're United wank?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. SAEED, do you think
you gotta let them know, man? You gotta let them know, man. That's Ever though, isn't it? He's more that kind of like, you know, comedy side and that. But listen, man, there's no stopping, man. You can put a red suit on, you can do whatever, mate. Yeah, this is serious now, man. We gotta do our job, man. But
are you gonna do your job?
I hope so, man. It's more hope. I can't lie to you. People want me to give blind confidence. Even me, I'm struggling to do that. It's on the day. It's whether counter-attacking style it works or we get the early goal and then we kind of do something. We've got a good record, but I just think Man City are a different kettle of fish. We've got to manage the game well. We've got to defend well. If we can see the first goal in the first 10 minutes, it could be a cricket score. We've seen it before this season. So it's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of ifs around this game. Man City have to have an off day and we have a good day. It's bad as it sounds, but that's what it is, man. Man City is superior. I've got to accept that. Ten Hag's got to find a plan, nullify the opponent. Again, Haaland will probably start. So it's a different kettle of fish, man. There's a lot of hope for me right now. And you know what I mean? It ain't easy. It ain't easy right now. I can't lie to you. But Man City, fair play. It's a banter aside, rivalry aside. Man City is just playing the best football I've seen in a long time. And nobody can catch them at the minute, man. Look at Real Madrid. They're a good team, man. People are going on like they're all this, they're old and what. They're a good team, man. And they were just nullified in every single position. You know, the midfield overrun.
That we're a lot more wiser than what we was. I think over the last few years, we got to the later stages of Champions League and we tried to blow teams away. And teams sort of played us into traps, laid traps for us and beat us and that. And we fell short. I think what we did in the Bernabeu, I think we went over there. And the fact that Bernardo Silva never went at Camavinga once in the Bernabeu, I'm starting to think that Pep told him to do that. As if to say, just play it simple. Don't overcommit yourself. Don't let Real Madrid get through. And then at the Etihad, we just hit them that fast from the off. 27 minutes. They didn't get in our half. John Stones was running through the midfield like fucking Zidane. And they were like, what's going on here? Bernardo Silva twisting him up on the side, which he never did in a Bernabeu. And I think that what we did in the Bernabeu was a disciplined performance. And I didn't think a couple of years ago Man City could do that. We was all one way. And now, Etihad Stadium, you take anyone to the Etihad Stadium now, mate, it's game over.
I was going to say, I'm going to give credit to one man and one man only. And that's... Look, it's hard for me. It's not hard for me actually, because you put away the banter and you put away the rivalry, and you put away all the shit chatting, and then when it comes down to it, you talk football and you know what Pep Guardiola is, and you have to recognize Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola, for me, and I know we're going to have debates to come for years to come, wherever, blah 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 blah, managers, wherever, legacies. For me, he's the greatest coach that I have ever seen. For me. And I think this season was the final nail in the coffin for me, because Steve's right. There were so many questions about Pep Guardiola's tactical acumen, bringing in Haaland. Has he improved the team? Is he going to work out a system how to weigh Haaland? Relying on Cancelo inverted fullbacks, Zinchenko inverted fullback from last season, turfed both of them. Decided not to go with inverted fullback, but a fucking inverted centre back. John Stones is Matthias Sammer. I don't know if that's his first name.
Mate. Yeah,
I don't know if that's his first name. Sammer. Yeah,
Sammer. Yeah.
he's basically said, all right, I'm going to take it to another level. So all these people that are trying to copy the inverted, including Liverpool, including who else, Arsenal, tried the inverted fullback this season. He's gone and done it with a centre half. So now he's got a centre half playing the old German sweeper role, how Lothar Matthäus used to play it, and Samar used to play it. Not only that, he's changed the way you guys are not transitioned. No one can counterattack you now.
No.
The only weakness you lot had in the past was because you'd be out of position, and that is all down to coaching.
Yeah.
You can say anything you want and talk about anything else, and he's all done this in the season. He's evolved the playing style twice during the season, in the season, and that is testimony to elite level coaching. I hate saying it because they're rivals. Well, not anymore. Not right now, but they've been our rivals. But this guy, and it's all down to Pep Guardiola. He's an absolute, for me, and you lot can come with your own opinions and whatever. For me, as a coach, he's a footballing genius. And this season, when I deep and analyze it and try to think about what he's done, evolved the style of playing style, brought in a big striker, changed Grealish's game, changed Silva's game, everyone else around him, John Stones, wow. Akanji, we've taken the piss out of Akanji on this show before. I didn't think he was all that when he came from Dortmund. He looks like an absolute Rolls Royce. Absolute Rolls Royce. Yeah, but before that, but forget him. Before that, Nathan Ake. How much jokes did we spend about Nathan Ake? Spend jokes on Nathan Ake, probably your best defender before he got injured. And look, for me, Pep Guardiola has cemented it. Yes, he does have to finish the job. 100%. He has to finish the job. He has to finish the job. And if he does, for me, there's no question. As a coach, as a manager, you can say, all right, Fergie still, because Fergie was a magnificent manager, like everything. But as a coach, purely just looking at coaching ability, Pep Guardiola, for me, is levels above anyone else that I've seen.
Can't really argue with much you said there, to be honest with you. I would have brought up Fergie's name as well, but yeah, listen, Guardiola is a genius. He has adapted every time he's needed to adapt, and he's close to getting another Champions League, the one that people keep on asking him to get. So, along with that, a 3-peat and a treble. Is there any worry that once he does this, because we all expect him to do it now in terms of the Champions League, that he would have feel like his job is completed at Man City?
Well, when he first came, Turkish, they said he doesn't hang around a lot. He'll do 2 years and get off. He's been here nearly 8 years, 7 years, 8 years. You look at the passion on the touchline. It looks like he's so hungry than he's ever been. And to keep the players motivated, you've got to be like that, because if you're winning titles, this will be 5 league titles out of 6. Some players are going to get complacent, they are. But he's keeping it going. He's keeping the fire burning. He lives in Manchester on his own. His wife lives in Barcelona, so he's not even with his missus. He flies on a private jet out there a couple of days a week and does that. It's weird, but I don't know. I said as a Man City fan, if we did what we needed to do this season and won a lot, and he came out and said, look, I'm having a break from football, I don't think anybody could. I'd be absolutely devastated. I'd be devastated, and all City fans would. But I don't think anyone could say anything about it. I think we could only just say, look, fair play. And you just don't know with Pep. He's probably got that in him, a bit of madness, that he might just do that. But listen, if Pep Guardiola walked into the sunset at the end of the season after winning the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Premier League, the treble, I don't think anyone in Manchester, the blue side, would have anything but good to say about him. I'd cry for a bit.
Yeah, he needs to go, man. He's a cheat code. He's everything, man. Like he's one of the greatest. And for me, Man City will live on, and obviously they'll have the money, they'll have whatever. But it's him though that's directly affecting all of this. And GRIZZ is right. The tactic, the way he's just a great tactician, it's just unbelievable, man. So I'm sick and tired of him, man. He needs to move on.
Yeah. I'm sick. Oh, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm blowing smoke up his ass and everything. Yeah, fucking he's genius. But Fucking get out of here. Do you know what I mean? The fact that he's living away from his missus, that's why his head's clear. He needs to get back with his missus and so she can mess with his head.
He's probably concentrating football.
It's probably concentrating on football only, yeah.
They even built a golf simulator in the training ground for him because he was moaning, he was pissing down, he couldn't play golf. So they built this big simulator there. So he just starts smashing balls about after training on his jack. So the guy's mad, man. He rides about Manchester on his pedal bike at night, getting chased off SAEED's mates trying to rob his fucking bike. And he's living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Yeah, what's he thinking riding a bike at that time, though? He's mad. But yeah,
I swear he got confronted, didn't it? And then people tried to.
Yeah, he got confronted, man.
The guy was going to have him, man. The guy wanted his bike, but Pep knew the move. He got off, put the bike in front of him. He was ready to throw hands with him.
Matisse, you've been quiet so far. Your City's next opponents, probably a guard of honor on top of that.
That's why he's quiet. So
I am quiet for a reason, my brothers. Go easy on us. Don't be gentle. Do you know what I mean? Don't do anything you'll regret. There's no need for any maliciousness. There's no need for any violence. We're no threat. We're just dwindling in mid-table. The season after nearly being liquidated. So we're just here in it. There's no need for anything. You're gonna win the game. I'm questioning how I'm gonna even structure this preview. I'm actually meeting Steve tomorrow and Manny. I'm meeting SAEED as well. Gonna have a nice therapy session, ask him for advice. Where do I go from here?
What advice do you need from me? You need any advice or just
the Premier League trophies in the shop, so if you want your picture with it,
yeah, go for a tour, man. Go for a tour in the shop.
Funnily enough, I'm coming to get therapy from Steve, and then I'm coming to give you therapy about the treble. So madness.
Wow.
We're gonna get spanked. I've never been so ready to get absolutely destroyed in a fixture. Like I know exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna come. They're either gonna beat us 3-0 and pass it around us and humiliate us that way, or they're gonna smack us for 6 because they want to. They want to win the title on a high. All I ask is that when they do win the title, if they do lift it in front of us, which I'm sure they will, it's the last home game of the season. I want our players to be out there, and I want them to watch them lift it because I think they deserve that. I think Todd Bowie, everybody, the manager, I want everybody out there to watch them lift it, and they can hold that a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like really.
I want Raheem. I'm not signing your kid's shirt, Sterling, to be sat on the front fucking row.
Well, to be honest, I want them lined up so they can all be on the front row. I want them all to see crystal clear 8K. I don't want anybody standing behind anybody.
It could have been one of them, man. Could have won a treble, man. Mad.
Yo, guys, just very quickly, it's 5-5. Sheffield Wednesday. 5-5.
So what is it? 5-1 right now, the score?
No, that's gone to penalties now. Yeah, it's a 4-0, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's gone to penalties.
Lord have mercy.
Lord.
I can't believe that since I left the Big Six, Chelsea are moving through the fraud list. I gave them Tommy Tappin, I gave them Pochettino, and I gave them Bielsa, the 3 frauds in football. And Chelsea have employed 2 of them. So after you sack Pochettino, maybe go and get Bielsa and make it a 3P.
What did you have to say on Potter? Because
what with Potter, I thought Potter had I thought you knew what he was employing. He wasn't an elite manager. He had the potential to be an elite manager. He came in a right mess. And instead of protecting him and saying, look, this season's a write-off. Let's get to the end of the season. Let's give him a full pre-season. Let's bring these boys in and we go again. I think they panicked, holy shit yourself, and you got yourself in an even further mess. And the 600 million you spent, if anyone else has spent that amount of money, we'd be getting cooked about the dough, but Chelsea seem to be getting a pass with the dough.
How are we getting a pass? Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, but not really, are they though? You know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm even feeling a bit sorry for you a bit, and I don't know why the fuck that is, but I am. But the Chelsea Gremlins trolled me to death after Porto. I had to put my Instagram on private so I could film my passenger farming. I had to delete 2,000 Gremlins off the list. But I just think, honestly, outside looking in, Chelsea, I just don't see it getting any better there. And they can't get any worse than they are now. And I think a lot of them players have got to look themselves in the mirror because there's players there on big wages that they're not up to it, man. They've not turned up for the fight. You can make excuses on manager after manager all they want, but something's got to give. There's the amount of quality that's in that squad. Somebody's got to get a tune out of them somewhere. But I think it's going to be harder to clear the decks than what you'd expect. And then the new manager's going to want his own people in. And is Pop the man? He's not for me, but if he changes my mind, I'll come on here and I'll say, look, fair play, but I can't see it, man. I just can't see it.
I think he'll do a good job. I think as long as we get the clearance that we need in terms of the squad. Loftus-Cheek's meant to be going to AC Milan soon, so that'll be the first, and then hopefully the first of many, because I would clear so many players like Ziyech, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, Havertz. You know, the list is endless. I would clear all these guys out like so quickly. But you're right; it's not going to be. It's easier said than done because the wages are high, but we have to be so ruthless with it, and just some of them we're gonna have to bite the bullet, and some of them we're gonna have actual clubs interested in the likes of, you know, Gallagher's always got interest in the Premier League, etc. HG, homegrown, all this. So yeah, yourselves, GRIZZ, you want to?
Hey Mace.
Hey Mace, you're still doing that.
God.
Hey Mace.
I can't believe he's still doing that, man.
I'm just. Why are you getting involved in my Matisse conversation? Why are you getting involved?
I keep seeing it every day, man. Like,
So what? Don't get involved in it. So you
don't.
don't. Just ignore it. Like Turkish and the rest of them, man. Ignore it. Like, ignore it. Me, I'm talking to Matisse. Hey,
You know why I'm ignoring it? Because I just don't want you to get in. Like last time, you went, "Hey, Jude."
You don't worry about it. It's the private conversation in our private WhatsApp.
But by the way, about Jude, Steve, do you think you're still getting him? Because remember, you and GRIZZ have a bet. Very important bet.
Oh yeah.
So, well, I know we've made an offer for him. I know that for a fact. So I know we're in the conversation. We didn't take him to the pictures or take him for a hot dog or anything like Liverpool did. We didn't try and do that move. We just put the money on the table.
Grealish getting pissed. Grealish getting pissed.
But we just don't know. Listen, the talks Real Madrid, and listen, if any player chooses Real Madrid, then fair play. I was in their trophy room last week, and it fucking blew me away, man. GRIZZ can talk about 6 European Cups, but I seen 14 in a line, man, and that was something fucking special, man. It's
crazy, isn't it?
I was like, what the fuck's going on? They've even got a super Ballon d'Or that's made out of kryptonite for Di Stefano or something. I seen that, mate. I've never seen that like it, but yeah, man. Listen, you know what City's like. They'll put what they think down. They'll try and persuade him. If it doesn't work and someone outbids us, they won't go that extra level. They'll just walk away. But I'd love him in our midfield. But according to Fabrizio and them boys, he looks like he's going to go Madrid.
We did suggest that maybe if he does go to Madrid, you both wear Real Madrid shirts with Bellingham on the back.
Well,
That wasn't the bet, though.
I'll wear a Real Madrid shirt now. We just slapped him up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you will now, yeah. Nah, if look, we'll do it.
I don't know what. I mean, listen, the kid's got the world at his feet. He's got the choice of wherever he wants to go. You know, agent's probably playing the teams for a bit more extra on the financials, which he would do. And he's not got bad options there, has he? If he's got Manchester City, Liverpool, and Real Madrid to choose from. You know what I mean? So, you know, if he chooses any of them, then is anyone going to moan?
Yeah. We're going to do predictions, but before we do that, we might as well do the super chats because I've got a few in. Felipe says, big up the panel. We're going to Istanbul. Let's go. Big Steve predicted the 4-0 and was laughed at. Who's laughing now? Where did you predict that on your channel, Steve?
I went on a Real Madrid podcast and I said 4-0, and they said, you're taking the piss. I said, no, I'm not. It's the truth. We're going to beat you 4-0. Modric is going to go to the OAP home. And just basically, I'll show you the clip in a bit. And then last night on the same thing, they asked me the same thing. I said 4-0, and I actually backed 4-0. So I just felt it. I don't know why. You've seen some of my weird predictions, and some of them have come true. So it is what it is. I just had that feeling, and we've done it. But yeah, man, it's good.
MCFCJ says, big up Steve. What a performance from the boys. The Etihad was rocking.
And we need to put this myth about the Etihad away now, boys, because it gets a bit boring now. Have you seen this Etihad Stadium when it's on fire? Have you seen the Poznan in the family stand? Have you seen underneath with the DJ cranking the tunes out? It's fucking insane, man, that stadium now. City have got it rocking. Home and away. 1,800 in the Bernabeu out singing Real Madrid. Mate, can't say that argument anymore. The fans against Arsenal at the Emirates, I asked Robbie and that at the Etihad. Robbie and that said the same. They were unreal, and you know, it is what it is. You got to give respect now to this football club. They ain't going away. The manager ain't going anywhere, and the fans ain't going anywhere.
Johnny says, I'm here for a cooking of some shameless United and Chelsea fans screaming first Mia San Mia, then Hala Madrid, or is it now Forza Inter? Oh,
are you not doing that? Are you not doing that? Really?
I've retired. I said to Saeed,
are you not really doing that?
I said to Saeed that I've already resigned from my duties of this situation. I've handed in my notice. Daps was quick to tell me that I'm not allowed to leave the premises until Sunday, so that's fair enough. I've given up my last shift on Sunday.
Have you given up football for good now? Because you're on like flipping catwalks and shit, man.
What are you talking about?
You're walking out runways and shit and going to movies.
What's this, man? What's this?
I go to one premiere, and this guy who's gone to 10 weddings has now. How
are you comparing that? Wait. How are you comparing a wedding to?
Bro, you go to a wedding every single week.
He's a wedding crasher.
You've gone about 10 trips that season.
You're comparing that to you walking down the runway, strutting your stuff. Yeah, all right, cool.
I wasn't walking. I stood. I wasn't Saeed. Saeed actually walked. Let's be real.
Yeah, you can't mess with Saeed. You know that Saeed's little pose, like the one he goes like that.
He'll get the video and then he'll be like,
that's iconic. That's iconic. That's iconic.
Chris, I see your post as well. Don't go on and see your post, Chris.
There's a guy on Twitter called
I'm learning from you.
My man's name, Assad. I think Assad 98. He's got the best. He always clips up Saeed's stories. And whenever
not safe, man. No one's safe.
You wouldn't see call him once. It's Somalian something. What's that fashion designer?
Somalian Vivian Westwood.
No, Somalian Cockpine or something.
Oh my god.
Matisse is a bad guy, you know. You see how you man was trying to back him in the, but did you see how he deflected all that model talk straight onto Saeed?
Bro, I have work to do, bro. I can't get
deflection, man.
Oh, hold on a minute. Do you remember when he was posing in the trees for Lyle and Scott and that? Remember?
There you go. That's the one.
So you want to get them pictures out, man, when he had the logs. And then do you remember when he went to Chelsea and he had Del Boy Trotter's coat on?
Yeah, bro. I'm good for this.
She's like coming to America.
That was his last ever appearance at Stamford Bridge. He didn't go after. He wasn't allowed in after that.
What about what?
Couple times a year, I'm good for one of these photos, man. I don't like to do it too often, though. You know what I mean? Couple times a year.
Somebody got quite that cute.
No, chill.
Me and Saeed are having a face-off on Instagram right now. That's what it was.
Yeah, man.
Tobs, bring that coat out, man. Bring that coat out again. The yellow one, the golden one. Bring it out sometime, man. Bring it in New York.
Who?
Yeah, if you wore that coat in New York, you'd look like one of them guys that are coming to America. That
no, coming down to or the other ones. You know, the one where he's from rich to poor, man.
What, the flashes?
Oh, trading places.
Trading places, yeah. One of them owners. Yeah, you look like one of them boys as well. Bring that coat to America. You must.
Winthorpe and some.
Yeah, Winthorpe.
Wow.
You must bring that coat.
Oh, it's so mad. There's very young people in the chat thinking, what the hell are they talking about? What Hey, if you don't know trading
places. Go and check out Trading Places, people. Young guns, go and check out Trading Places. Them coats are legendary, iconic coats.
Listen, you guys better be careful in New York, man, because there's some of them dirty bars where Toby hangs out. There's plenty of them in New York, man. If there's neon lights in New York, Toby will be there, man.
He did say it's his favorite city in America, so
exactly.
Yeah, it's my favorite city for partying with girls.
Yeah, in the oyster.
Yeah. You're just furthering. Yeah, we know.
In the oyster, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, don't come to me for anything in New York. I just want to go there and enjoy my food and
yeah, but you bet you do.
I bet you do. Big up Blue Moon as well. He says, big up the Big Six, Big Steve in the house. The atmosphere from the South Stand was insane. For the first time, I feel the treble is real. Isn't it?
Can I just confirm, Steve? Have you actually seen this guy on the South Stand? Please,
I've seen him, man. He messages me in that. I've never seen him, man.
Oh, no. Yo, not again.
I told you.
I'm starting to think that
Steve, basically, we got a running theme with the oldie Kevin Campbell. We've got a running theme with him, yeah. We don't think he's real.
And you just confirm the children and go, yo, Steve, I'm Blue Moon M14 at the match, and then he's real. We can clarify it. But
then it's it. Get a photo, we'll do it.
Clarify it.
You know, and I'll stop saying it.
We got a running thing with brother.
Blue Moon, there you go. Next game, you know what to do.
But Steve, man, you won't miss him, man. He's always getting harassed and that by the City fan, man.
JJ says, as a gooner, cannot do nothing but admire what Abu Dhabi have invested in and what Pep created without a single world-class player bought from one of the bigger clubs, and rather built a very entertaining force. Big up, JJ. Madrid TV says, congrats, City and Big Steve. You outplayed us yesterday and we have to hold it. Big summer ahead for us and we are coming back stronger next season.
People are saying that's a stadium in Nigeria. He's got a picture of Blue Moon.
Wow.
Nah. Why do they have to mention Nigeria?
Ask them, what are you asking me for? Ask them, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm not asking you. I'm asking them.
No.
Always Nigeria catching strays, man.
Ain't it?
Free Mooley says, would have thought Perez paid off Saeed's mortgage the way he's been behaving.
Bro, man just out here, man. Allow me, innit?
Staff says, big up Saeed. Ten Hag said, quote, thank you for the lesson after the 6-3, and then you know what happened in OT. I'll be damned.
Ten Hag also said era's come to an end, and that's why we're about to win the treble. So he talks bare shit, so he needs to keep his mouth shut.
Ricky says, Steve, De Bruyne versus Pep has been simmering all season. It boiled over against Real. Pep doesn't take such conduct from any player. Is KDB out in the summer?
Little lovers tiff on the touchline, innit? They was all hugging each other at the end. It is what it is. I like to see a bit of that between player and manager. I think if you're invested in the game and your manager's barking orders and sometimes you don't agree with him. Rodri and Gundogan had a right tear up in the middle of the park, but passion, man, innit? Passion, high stakes, but we'll see.
COO says, Jack Grealish speaking in post-matches like Pep changed his life. Fair play. Arteta's manager of the year for me, but unreal Guardiola year.
Haaland changed his life because he's now hanging about with Haaland. Haaland's doing things proper, eating right, clean living. And what I've been told is Jack's sort of doing the same. Haaland's saying to him, don't be partying, make sure you have an ice bath, wear these daft orange sunglasses that make you sleep better and all that. And I think Jack's just finally got it. He's in a privileged position at a great club. Needed to knuckle down, man. And this season he's been brilliant, Jack Grealish. He has. So fair play to him.
Your striker's eating liver and heart and shit. What's wrong?
Have you seen that Norwegian documentary about him?
Yeah.
When they were deciding which club he was going to sign for and all that, and he's got that filtered machine on the water taps, and he's eating like cow's heart and weird shit like that. Listen, it must work because he's a fucking monster. So yeah, man.
I eat all that stuff as well, by the way. Just putting
I can tell.
I'm just saying I eat all that stuff.
Yeah.
What does cow's heart taste like? I bet it's probably nice, to be fair.
I think you need to do a challenge on here. The loser eats a cow's heart. Simple as that.
I could probably eat it, to be honest.
Kidney, liver, heart, bring it on. I'm on that. I'm on that.
I don't mind a bit of liver in that. I couldn't be eating hearts and shit. No. No, bastard.
You and I don't know about all that. It's all crazy. Memphis.
Fast
Man in the W, man.
Fast beat.
Memphis says, Big Steve, welcome. How about we bury the hatchet and let us have the FA Cup while you still get to enjoy the free-peat?
Listen, the one we want is the CL, man. We've got to get that this year now where we are so close, can taste it. So see what happens, man.
Blake says, United fans talking trash about oil money while simultaneously waving their batty in the air, trying to attempt a rich Qatari sugar daddy. It's a madness.
Yeah, we know that.
Massam says, City were going for the quad when they lost to Chelsea in the FA Cup, and Pep made a bunch of changes in that game. So I reckon he will make changes.
Yeah.
We'll see. Memphis says again, Pep is GOAT, but he hasn't won a European trophy with Aberdeen.
Did you see that Simon Jordan on the radio? Did you hear him the other week? He said when Erling broke the record, he said, yeah, but if he played for someone like Tottenham, he'd only get 15 goals a season. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Do you know what I mean? You know, what the hell is wrong with him? That's like me saying if Thierry Henry played for Sunderland, he'd only score fucking 12.
How many goals do you think he would score at
that?
Spurs, though?
Say again?
How many goals do you think Haaland would score at Spurs?
It all depends on service, doesn't it? You can have the best striker in the world up front. No one gives him the ball, and it's game over. You've seen that with City, you see.
Yeah, but then isn't that the point that the guy's making? I don't think.
No, but the point is, instead of saying how well a 22-year-old lad has come to England and blown all the top strikers in the world that played in the Premier League, blew their records out the water, he was talking about absolute bullshit about if he played for Tottenham, he'd score 15 goals. Sky Sports News the other day said Arsenal have done well to chase Manchester City down and come up short. Arsenal never chased Manchester City down. We chased them down. This is how the press spin things.
We're talking about two different things. I agree with the second part. I just think with the first part, Haaland, I don't think he scores 35 goals if he played for Spurs.
No, 35 goals for anyone is a big achievement. Not many get 35. But what I'm saying is, you look at every team he's played for, from Molde up to Salzburg, up to Dortmund, up to Manchester City.
Goals.
Come on. So he's 22.
I think it's more the point.
We should be praising him.
He need to midpoint. He didn't need to put a number on it. He'll score goals. I think it's just outside of Man City, he would score less, which is just common sense. I do agree with you on the narrative that they're trying to spin, and I feel like they're trying to spin this narrative to almost make it look like, oh, Arsenal, you can't talk about them negatively, or better yet, if you talk about them negatively, it's a blanket over their season, which isn't the case at all. Arsenal were top of the league for the majority of the season. It was Man City doing the chasing. Man City are now top of the league. How is it a case of Arsenal have done well to chase down Man City? Arsenal did well, period. You don't need to say they've chased Man City. They've done well. They fell short at the end. They bottled it at the end. Simple. Like, I don't know why the narrative has to shift.
How did we move on to Arsenal?
Naturally. Steve brought it up. That's right.
And then you got better energy.
No, I wasn't feeling too well. So.
Oh yeah, you can't blow your nose again or something, man. So man moved on to Arsenal just to start ripping us a little bit. Yeah, but listen, Steve's not wrong. Obviously, they chased us down. But let me finish the super chats because I've still got nearly 20 here, and I do want to keep it moving. Adam says, as for us United fans, obviously City getting the treble is going to sting differently. But at the end of the day, that's a record all the best teams in their respective leagues have. But the question for Arsenal fans, City winning a Champions League before you lot is mad. Adams, why a question just for Arsenal fans? And yeah, I don't know. His Man City, they was bound to win the Champions League. It would have been mad if Tottenham had won it before us. That's for sure. But with City, it was inevitable. Every year, it just felt like they was going to do it. And this year, they are going to do it. All these people saying Pep needs to go and do it at a small club. Would you tell Gordon Ramsay to go cook at GRIZZ's chicken shop?
True, isn't it? Some of the shit that people say, they can't just admit it. Nobody was saying when Alex Ferguson dominated the Premier League 8 times out or whatever it was. Nobody was saying, yeah, but if Fergie managed Oldham Athletic, he wouldn't do this. Nobody said that shit then because people had a brain and didn't listen to knobheads on Twitter. But now we've got to deal with this crap all the time. And so it's always people trying to spin a negative into something. Well, if he played for this, he wouldn't do this. Or if he managed this, he wouldn't do that. If he had no money, well, it's just bollocks, isn't it? Just like, enjoy it, innit, what you're seeing. You know, you've got to respect levels of football. We didn't moan about Fergie. We thought he was a twat because he was too good. And that was it. I didn't say if he managed Scunthorpe, you know, but he was better than everybody else and his teams were mint. And you got to admit that. That's it.
Brian says, Cruyff is still up there with Pep, in my opinion. Took risks playing a back 3 when every other team played a back 4 with 2 strikers. Joe says, Man City are corrupt, full stop. The club has 101 charges relating to fraud outstanding, and if found guilty of serious breaches from FFP, lie me a tell. Oh, well, when is
one of them another one of them internet solicitors. Please DM me the case and I'll have a look at it and see.
He says Pep created a generational once-in-a-lifetime team twice. Barca and now City. Man needs to win the treble and leave. Philippe, Newcastle fan, says, seeing how far City have come, as a Newcastle fan, it's exciting. Big up to Big Steve and all the City fans that have waited. Top 4 looks done. Big up Turkish. Yeah, was a big win for Newcastle earlier. Look at your bottle in it like Arsenal, Forza Inter. City's biggest problem is how they replace Pep whenever he's gone. That's a good problem to have, but it can only be downhill from here. No one's close. Guna San, big up lads. Can't wait to meet you in New York. Steve can sing they won the league at Stamford Bridge. Nah, it's not the bridge, it's at the Etihad. Lamps manager of the season for keeping Chelsea up. Joseph, hope you're good. What a season, Big Steve. We've made up for all the pain over the years in one season. Losing to Madrid in 5 minutes, losing 3 times to Chelsea, losing to Arsenal and Liverpool in the FA Cup semis. Treble soon come.
Wow. They've actually, yeah.
Wow.
No, as in like that super chat, I didn't actually deep the flip side. Because obviously that season when they lost out in the Champions League, Chelsea beat them 3 times, but they beat Chelsea 3 times this season, right? They have an opportunity to beat Man United in the FA Cup. They knocked out Real Madrid after they got knocked out last season. What do you mean, what? I'm saying his super chat is...
What are you getting aggressive for, bro?
What do you mean? Why am I getting offensive?
Oh, you're getting even more. You're getting more aggressive. Like, what do you mean? You said what do you mean twice now in 2 sentences.
I'm looking smiling in how I'm speaking, and I broke it down for you. You're like, wow, what?
Yeah, but you explained, and then you said, "What do you mean?" You explained it, and I'm happy with your explanation.
Why did you say wow? What?
Because we don't know what you said wow to. It was a normal question, bro. We didn't know what you said wow to. You went wow.
Nah, I think you're hurt.
Sitting at home saying wow in your white shirt. We don't know what you're saying wow to.
I think you're hurt.
CEO says, Steve, why do City fans hate Sterling so much, even when he played for you, because he felt he should start more? Genuinely confusing considering his record. And hate's a strong word.
Nobody hates him. I think they just wish him well. But the thing is, that thing with the shirt, because with a kid, that was a bit petty. People didn't like that. And we've seen him a couple of times this season, and City fans have been giving him a bit of grief. Raheem Sterling, you're 10th in the league and all that. And he just walked around the away end, didn't really say out. So I think it's just a little bit of banter in that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, he's moved on to what he wanted. You know what I mean? He thought he should be playing more. I disagreed. I thought he should have been playing less. And Chelsea have found out that the Raheem Sterling they thought he was getting isn't the one they've got.
Ash says, guys, if City do the treble, does that make them the 3rd biggest club in England? Where do they rank? That's a very in-depth conversation to have with them.
All that big club bullshit. I'd rather anyone be a bigger club. Apparently, we've been in Man United's shadow for 20 years, but life's good in the shadow, so I'll stay in the shadow, not asked. We're just doing our thing. We're creating the history now while people are talking about it. People still parking on about treble 99s. We're on the verge of one now in 2023. We're on the 5th league title out of 6. So, you know, apparently we've got no history, though. Erling Haaland just broke every striker's history in the Premier League. We're on these winning runs that people have never been on. We've got more points than anyone in English football. We won every domestic trophy in one season. So considering we've got no history, technically, history's not that bad, really.
KP says, rest in peace, football heritage. City are next level. Pep is the GOAT. He reinvents football in perhaps the most competitive league ever. Give him his respect. Regine, hey, Turkish link up, Cecil, for that T-shirt. You know the one. You know
where that T-shirt's going. You know I had a bet with him about the T-shirt, innit?
Swear.
Well, yeah, the T-shirt's mine.
I did him today.
What, you bet him to get...
I bet him at Christmas. I said, if you don't win the league, can I have that T-shirt from my office wall? He said, yeah. So he said
he hasn't told me that. He hasn't actually told me that.
T-shirt is going to Big Steve's office wall, framed.
Fuck's sake. KP says, what are you saying on Grealish, Tobs? Mattress don't go anywhere. Chelsea's turn is coming up next. Talk to us nicely.
Listen, I've given Grealish credit when I've seen better performances, and he performed better. The funny thing is, people want to come at me and at the same time acknowledge that he has actually been good for Man City. So doesn't it prove the point I was making in the first place? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, but people get sensitive in it. Abdullah says, "Big up Turkish and the panel." Guna here. I think for us to be like City is unachievable under this ownership. We need 7 fantastic players, including a goalkeeper. Ramsdale's good, but overrated, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, Man City are a well-oiled machine, and a lot of that initially came from the owner. But our owners can't live up to theirs, or haven't lived up to theirs. We've got to spend 250 minimum this summer. Let's see if we do it. Tricky says, how do the other London clubs feel that West Ham are the only London club potentially to win a trophy this season?
Big up West Ham, man.
I don't really mind if West Ham,
I don't mind as well.
Doesn't bother me, but it sure hell bothers Tobs.
I don't want them winning that, man.
Conference League final,
come
brother.
on, man. Just leave them, man. I don't want it's West Ham, man.
Yeah,
Tobs has to fight. He fights West Ham.
The Conference League, to be fair, is probably a notch above the Costa del Sol Trophy in 1982, so I won't be able to.
Lawless has already told me, Tobs, that he's coming for you. He rang me as we were literally starting the show. He's really hyped right now. He's moving mad.
I don't care, honestly. Fiorentina, I'm putting it in God's hands now. Don't get it.
Jose says, Turkish, are you coming to LA in July for the game against Barca, my bro? If you do, hope to meet you. I am there, Jose, so 100% game, I'm there as well. Ferreira says, just imagine United with a proper owner, bracket, not necessarily a sugar daddy because they generate enough by the club itself. Madness will win the treble. Big up Ryan. Big Steve, congrats on the win against Real. Pep is the greatest manager ever for me, even over Fergie. City are scary right now. Bernardo Silva and Grealish on fire. The treble will be completed on Saturday, the 10th of June. Big Steve. Hugh was saying City fans prefer the FA Cup over Champions League. What's your take on it as a City fan?
Next time you's on the show, ask him again, because I educated him about it yesterday. Listen, it's a debate.
Somebody asked him, man. Let him think what he wants to think.
Somebody asked me the same question. I broke it down in simple terms, innit? If Man United beat us 10-0 in the FA Cup, yeah, you take banter for a week and then you win the Champions League and the banter's over because you've won the Champions League. Straight as that. So if I asked a Man United fan, would you rather beat City in the FA Cup or win the Champions League? The United fans choosing the Champions League every time, innit? So at the end of the day, it's about mentality. Some of the younger ones are mad and just got this Man United thing in them.
I did try telling him, mate. I did try telling him.
And I said to him, if we win the FA Cup against Man United, it doesn't change the club one bit. If we win the Champions League, it changes the whole club from top to bottom.
Exactly.
Yes. And he actually messaged in my live when I said this and said, I've changed my mind. But listen, there was a few lads in Madrid saying the same thing, but everyone's got their own opinion. But I'm just saying, Man United would not care if we won the FA Cup. But if we win the Champions League, they definitely care about that. They do not want to see us around in Manchester with the European Cup on the top post. Am I right, SAEED?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Forza in that.
DJ says it should be renamed the English Pep League. Hello, Steve. Newcastle are not the same as City. The approach of Newcastle has been worthy of top 4. Less the 2016 style. Looking forward to their introduction to top 6. Steve, do you think City would let Cancelo leave to Arsenal, given our improvement after getting 2 of your players?
Listen, we all know the stories about Cancelo. He's a bit of a bad apple, I think. He went to Bayern Munich, and the Bayern fans over there were telling me the same, that he wasn't really well liked, and it don't look like they want to sign him. So, I mean, with that kind of reputation, he's a great player, but do you bring someone in like that who maybe upsets the apple cart, or he maybe could go the other way? He could come in with a point to prove and turn out to be a fantastic signing. I don't know. I just know that he ain't got a future at Man City anymore.
Abito says, Jose Mourinho, this is football heritage. Never speak bad about this world-class manager. Ray says, big up Steve. MCFC, okay. Time to feast on Sunday. Last one I've got here. Canadian Gooner says, congrats to the Plastic Club, built from 2 billion spent since 2008 and 115 FFP charges. Shout out to Shark Boy Steve and Pep, the catalogued cheat.
Well, I think there's a clue in the name. Canadian Gooner. So he's had a bad week, that lad. The Sharks on his doorstep and he's bottled the league. So I can understand the hate, my friend. But it'll be even worse on Sunday when we lift that title.
Let's do predictions now. City, Chelsea. Just a heads up, Hugh has gone Man City 2, Chelsea 0. Steve, City are the home team. So what are you saying?
I'm going for 2-0 City.
2-0 City. Cool. Same as Hugh. SAEED.
3-0 City.
3-0 GRIZZ.
3-0 City.
3-0 Tobs.
2-0.
2-0 MATISSE.
It don't make no difference what you say. He's just copying it. What you say. This is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Then flipping hell. We ain't got all day, man.
I feel like Eden Hazard when Ander Herrera was marking him at Stamford Bridge. I'm gonna go 4-0.
4-0 City, yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. 4-0 City.
You're such a wanker.
Wow.
Nah, you're nasty. You're a nasty guy, man.
Two more game weeks,
This is
innit?
why I try to change rules.
Guy.
Everyone thinks I try to change the rules for myself. I try to change the rules for the
guy.
Big Six community.
For the greater good.
For the greater good.
Very
Disgusting.
nasty guy. Very nasty guy, I must say.
No one was calling Matisse nasty when he's there, you know, putting on the
Matisse, I stand with you, bro. I stand with
uniform.
you, bro.
Huh?
I stand with Matisse.
I stand with Matisse as well, man.
I don't give a shit. Do you all want one chip on the last day then to stand with him on it?
Makes no difference for me. I'll help him. It's just one chip.
You'll help him.
I'm not gonna. I want him to suffer them.
This is corruption. This is corruption.
Cool. All predictions in. Next team to talk about. What's left? Top 4, I guess. Bournemouth United. SAEED. Away at Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think we win this game. I think for me, I think top 4 should be kind of done. If I'm being honest with you, just like 1 foot in the door. I think we'll beat Chelsea. We'll beat Fulham. I think it's just this game, really. I think this is what Liverpool fans are craving for, looking at. You know, I know he's going to say no, but, you know, deep down, he's looking at this fixture. You know what I mean? Like the Liverpool fans were in the Newcastle game, man. But Newcastle getting top 4. I think they're done and dusted. They play Leicester at home on Monday. They're pretty done and dusted. It's about us, man. We win the game. It's top 4's kind of sealed. So what motivation do you need? You know what I mean? Don't stress yourselves in the last 2 home games. Get the job done. Bournemouth are, I think they're safe anyway. They should be on the beaches. They should be, you know what I mean, not really fighting for the game as much as they would if they were in the relegation zone. We've got to go in there, professional performance, get the job done. You know what I mean? And get a clean sheet, hopefully. And yeah, just take it seriously. Our away form, as you know, is absolutely embarrassing. You know what I mean? Our home form's been good, but our away form's been embarrassing. Players just need to turn up, man. Last 2 weeks, man. Like you're seeing what's going on in the other side of Manchester, and you lot can't get over a top 4. Like, that's embarrassing, man. So get the job done. Saturday, 3:00 kickoff. It's almost a low-key time. So just get a professional performance in and get the job done. Bournemouth ground, it's been a bit of a hit and miss over the years, but other than that, man, Bournemouth, come on, man, we should be beating this game. Hopefully Garnacho will have an impact again. So I think for me, I think there should be hopefully a routine win, but you just never know with United away from home. You don't know what kind of performance they're like.
What's Rashford's situation?
He should be back. He trained well, so he should be back. So hopefully, you know what I mean, we get some goals out of him. So yeah, I think for me, I think I'm confident about this one. I think the fact that now Bournemouth are pretty much safe, and I think the motivation that Ten Hag will give them, it's what we need, man. We've had a good week off and whatnot, so we should be able to win this game, man.
They confirm it. If you win this, does it confirm top 4?
It kind of does. If I'm being honest with you, it kind of does. I think we need to win more home game, but if you win this game, we're solid at home. The whole feeling and the whole complexity changes against a Chelsea team who will get battered by Man City. They want the season to end. You know what I mean? It's kind of done. I think this game reaffirms everything. We lose this game, I think every United fan shit in their pants. Last 2 home games. If you win this game, I think it's more enough kind of sealed in that sense. So yeah, for me, if you want my prediction, I'm gonna go United to win. United to win 2-0. 2-0 United.
2-0 United, yeah. Grizz, any now you've probably gone back after last show to review what you need Man United to do over the next couple of games in order for Liverpool to get in. Do you still have hopes of it, or?
Nah, if there was any hope, it was because it would have been Newcastle and they would have had to drop points today. And then it would have meant they would have to go to Chelsea and win as opposed to not draw. And not lose. So once they beaten Brighton, who've changed half his team, it was a wrap. But yeah, Man United, Bournemouth. Yeah, but Bournemouth, pardon the pun, on the beach, man. So it'll be 3-0.
3-0. Tobs.
Away from home. Boy. I'm gonna go 2-1 Man United.
2-1 United. Matisse.
2-1 United.
2-1 United. 2-1 United. Hugh's also gone 2-1 United. Steve.
Yeah, I'd probably go the same. 2-1 United.
You don't think I'm fucking about every single score. I'm copying it. Don't get me.
Disgrace.
I said disgrace.
Diego Simeone of this show, you know that.
What's that? Lion King. Deception.
Man, call me the Diego Simeone of this show.
They're saying turn it in and that. Check it on turn it in.
Hey, Grizz, back to you, man. Liverpool, Aston Villa. Thoughts on that? You're gonna get the job done?
Yeah, it's just a farewell to some of the old boys and some of the flops, i.e. Naby Keita.
Oh, your last home game?
Yeah, last home game. So, and it's been announced by the club that Keita, Ox, Milner, and Bobby Firmino are all going to be leaving at the end of the season. So it's going to be one of them ones.
I remember a couple of years ago on this show we were defending Naby Keita, and it's funny enough now he's a flop in it now. It's mad, isn't it?
Well, how was I defending him? I said, yeah, no,
never. We were having a good debate about Naby Keita. I remember there was one show.
He's a flop. You know me, I say how it is.
Yeah. Now you have, yeah.
No, I said it then as well. Have you got any receipts? Yes or no?
I'll have the receipts ready. By next show, you'll see it.
It was massive flop, but not on Pogba's level. That's all I said.
What?
We never made him the savior.
Exactly.
And we don't say he's still a man.
So you're saying Naby Keita is not a bigger flop than Pogba?
Take that back.
No. But
take it back, please.
But proportionally,
you do have to take 90 million into account.
They still say Pogba is Pogba, and he done a. Remember
that? No. I don't know why you brought Pogba in this, by the way.
Like, can I just say, if Pogba's done anything, he's had at least minimum one great season at United.
Pogba's had multiple good seasons at United.
The problem with zero.
First season, 2017-18, he was unbelievable. Steve, man,
I thought the P word was banned on the show. The P word.
La pioche. We are here to
defend. As I mentioned Pogba, they go mad. Look at them, they're all gone mad.
No, but you know what you do.
Boom.
Tell him, man.
I actually agree.
La pay the bill. Remember, I got a meal off Pogba. La pay the bill. SAEED bet me that Pogba was going to have a better season than De Bruyne.
But anyway, going back to look, please. Going back to
go back to your Liverpool dead place.
Yeah. Please say, this is what you do, innit? This is what you do. Then I've got to mention something about you. Then you know what I mean. Anyway, Yeah, man. We just left it too late. Some people might think, nah, there's still a chance.
You're gonna cry when Firmino comes on the pitch.
Yeah, emotional. He's a legend. He's a legend for me.
Proper player, man.
Bobby Firmino was. I don't know what you lot think of him as like opposition or neutrals, but Bobby Firmino
Underrated, man.
To me is a player that I would have thought opposition fans rate. I don't know if any of you lot don't rate him or rate him. It would be interesting to hear your views on him because Bobby Firmino was. You got to remember he was bought as an 8, an attacking midfielder, and then. Yeah, man, he's a wonderful servant, and you never hear a bad thing about him. Always got a smile on his face. I would as well if he had teeth like him. I think he was cost him a few quid.
He was a bona fide hit for Liverpool. My thing with Firmino was when Liverpool fans were trying to do that thing where they were like, "Oh, nobody can replace Bobby Firmino in this system. He is the system." That was my only gripe with Liverpool fans because at the peak of his powers, he was playing at a ridiculous level, and even Jamie Carragher was getting carried away with it. Oh, he's world class, so nobody can come into the team and give us what Bobby Firmino's given us and stuff like that. I just felt like that was a bit too much. But as far as his time at Liverpool,
you got to remember the period that we're talking about. And look, I've just praised Man City and Pep and everything, right, in terms of tactically being so ahead of everyone else. Well, you got to say that Bobby Firmino did oversee us winning pretty much every trophy, playing that role. And not only the trophies that we won, but we fucking finished 1 point behind them twice. That's mad fine margins. Literally mad fine margin. 2 Champions League, fine mad margin. And he was the catalyst. So when people do say that he was so integral to that, he was, because Mane and Salah wouldn't, you know that everyone's saying that famous saying now, innit? Like Mane and Salah ran because Bobby walked, or which way round is it? You know what I mean?
No, exactly. And that was
Salah could walk.
That point.
Salah and Mane wouldn't be Salah and Mane if Bobby wasn't.
Yes, bullshit.
Yeah,
it's bullshit. And that was the point I hated. Oh,
okay.
If you took Bobby Firmino out of the Liverpool team, Mo Salah and Sadio Mane wouldn't be as effective. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. It is nonsense because Mo Salah's been scoring 20 to 30 goals with irrespective of who's playing in the middle. Sadio Mane, are we forgetting what he was doing before in his first season before Mo Salah came to your club?
My brother, not to the levels that what they were doing with Bobby.
Yes, but
I watch my team, bro. Every game, every second.
This weren't expecting this.
I know you watch your team. And
so how are you telling me that you the bollocks? How's it bollocks?
No,
I'm telling you, it's not.
It is bollocks. The reason you interrupting me. It's bollocks. It's bollocks because I think people. Can I finish my point, please? I didn't interrupt you when you were making your point on Bobby Firmino.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I'm gonna finish it. It's bollocks. The reason why I say it's bollocks is because
no, it's not.
All right, we're gonna.
It's not bollocks, Steve. It's not bollocks. I'm not gonna just blame bollocks.
The reason why it's bollocks is because Mo Salah is still scoring goals. He's proven that he can still score goals.
How many? Well, hold on. How many?
He's one of 20 league goals this season.
Right. How many did he score when Bobby was there every season?
What do you mean? How did Bobby was there?
Don't do what you mean. Don't do what you mean once.
How many did he score last season? How many did he score last season?
My point with Bobby playing.
No. Answer my question. How many did he score last season?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't do stats. You know me. I make them up.
Number 20 was how many games did Bobby Firmino start for you in the middle? Bobby Firmino has basically has not been a goal scoring presence outside of this season. Anyway, he's not been a goal scoring presence for Liverpool for the last 2 years, and his performances have dipped because he's getting older. My only issue. And you're doing it again. It's the Liverpool fan thing. My only issue is
I didn't do nothing, man. I just said he played. I just said.
Are you gonna let me say
no? Because it's a stupid point.
You made your point, and you said I want to hear other people's opinions of Firmino. So I'm giving you my opinion on Bobby Firmino.
Good opinions, though.
I think he was a fantastic player for Liverpool. And I said the only thing I didn't like is when your fans were pretending that he was the be-all and end-all for your success or your system. Yeah, and pretending that Mane and Mo Salah couldn't do what they were doing for Liverpool without.
I think it's a figurative speech, isn't it? Though it's figurative. No. You don't mean it in that way.
No. SAEED, it was not a figure of speech. I've got receipts.
Okay. Fair enough.
I remember they were saying nobody in world football could step into Liverpool.
Come on. Only kids say stuff like that, innit?
It's not kids, it's grown men. It's not kids, it's grown men. You probably saying the same thing. It's not kids.
I never said that. I've always said Harry Kane, for example, could play that role equally. I think Harry Kane is the perfect false nine. I could think of loads of other players. I could personally.
But fans weren't saying this at the time. They weren't saying this.
Fair enough, no problem. If that's your gripe, I understand that. I agree.
Here you go then. So then
my gripe with you is saying Mane and Salah would be just as effective without Bobby. I'm telling you, as a Liverpool fan, watches every single game in that 4-year period, they wouldn't be.
Okay.
And they'll admit it. The coach will admit it, and the diehard Liverpool fans will tell you.
That's fine.
I think he's been a great player for Liverpool. I think there's no trouble to no one. He's not one of them players where you look at him and he gets you wound up as a rival fan or anything. I think he's just a good footballer, and he's come to this country, done bits. Where they get it from Hoffenheim.
Yeah.
And then come in and listen, he's been great, and can't knock him for what he's done. I think he'll get a great send off. It'll be emotional for the fans. I think he's a big favourite there. I seen him at Leicester singing his name for about half an hour, so they obviously hold him.
Oh, that was insane. We wouldn't have stopped if Trent didn't put that one in the top bins. The only reason they stopped was Trent interrupted them with a top bins free kick. Otherwise, they would have sang it to the end. I
think Milner as well has been a great servant for Liverpool. You can't knock him for what he's done. He's always done a job for them. And it is what it is. They come to an end, and they've got to. But Liverpool have done it right, in my opinion. Probably a year or two too late, scraping out the deadwood. But they needed to get rid of these players.
I need to get rid of them now, man. We could do with some. Get rid of these players, man. But they get rid of them now. They're getting rid of Oxlade-Chamberlain's going soon as well, is he?
All 4 of them. All gone. There's going to be more, but those are the 4 that are definitely been announced.
Has United got anyone out of contract? Is Phil Jones still at United now?
No, he's leaving. He's
still there, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still there. But you know what, though? I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's ill, man.
He was there when Aguero fucking scored that goal in 2012. That's how long the fuck has been there, man. He's earning dough.
No, I think he's not well, man. I think they've kept him on compassionate reasons. I really do, man. Because there's no reason why if you don't play, you're still getting paid. I don't get that for me. So, yeah, I don't know.
Because he kept offering him new contracts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, only give him a new contract.
But with us, I agree, man. We've done it at least a year too late.
Yeah,
but, as I've said before, and I'm maintaining the same. Jurgen Klopp hasn't ever done a rebuild. So he's made mistakes. He's made mistakes because he hasn't ever done it in his career. This is going to be his first season with having to make a new team. Let's see how he gets on. I still think he's the best man for me, for Liverpool. But as I've said before, he's got to prove himself. You cannot have a season like this season, otherwise his head will be on the chopping block. Simple. Yeah, simple. But look, it's a bye-bye. Naby, Ox, obviously to a lesser extent, but still they had significant moments. Ox in the Champions League run, he was integral before he got his nasty against Roma. Yeah, and he covered Mane and Salah in the African nations loads of times when he came in and scored vital goals in the running while they were at the African nations. Naby, look, overall he's been a flop. I'm not going to sit here and try to dress it up any different on a serious level, but even he had a few good games here and there. Man United, when we smashed you 5-0, he was
that one.
Semi-final against City a couple of times. He's been very good, but few and far between. Overall, not good enough. But good luck to them all. And James Milner, free transfer, comes under one of the best free transfers around, man. You just can't buy that kind of experience and professionalism, not only on the pitch but off the pitch. And
is he going Brighton?
Brighton. And that just shows you.
I'm surprised he's going to Leeds, man, because he's a big Leeds fan, isn't he?
He is, but it just shows you the project that Brighton, they think he'll be integral. Because Brighton, you've got to remember, buy a lot of young players. And with Brighton, it's all about creating the right culture.
You can't buy that experience, man. You can't buy that experience.
You can't.
Especially Europe as well. They're gonna probably be in Europe.
Yeah, man. Fair play to him, man. Big up all of them, really. I mean, we don't hate on players like that, but more so Bobby and Milner.
Yeah, that's the big ones. What about the game?
The game, Aston Villa, form team Unai Emery, good evening and all that. He's done a wonderful job, man. I did not see that coming. I'm not gonna lie. but he's done a magnificent job. I don't think it's going to be easy, but we should make it bloody hell, 8 wins in a row. Too little, too late. But it's good confidence going into next season. So I'll say 2-1.
2-1 Liverpool. Tobs.
I'm gonna go 2-1 as well.
2-1 Matisse.
4-2 Aston Villa.
4-2 Aston Villa. 4-2 Aston Villa. It is.
Now, Turkish, you can actually play on that one, if you want.
People are messaging. People are messaging me saying, for the punishment for Matisse, they're saying there's something called the gummy bear, and that's the one he needs to get. It's hotter than the crisp.
Oh, we're trying to change. We're trying to change the punishment.
We'll bring the gummy bear in next season. We'll bring the gummy bear in next season.
Oh, wow. No, let's give him the gummy bear now.
Fair enough.
Don't worry. What I've got, Matisse is he's not gonna enjoy it. That's for sure.
I feel sorry for you. Look,
4-2 Aston Villa. I'm happy with that. Hugh's gone 3-2 Liverpool. Steve.
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
Steve, just very quickly, why on the Liverpool? Oh, sorry. Go on. Sorry.
No, go on.
No, go on. Sorry, finish it off.
Finish it off.
Say what you got to say.
No, I was going to say, Steve, we had a little chat debate last week.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'm asking him a question. He's a City fan, so I'm going to ask him. And he's going to be reigning champ. In your opinion, and we don't know what the future is, but in your opinion, who's going to be the closest rivals to you next season? In your opinion?
Liverpool.
Okay, thanks. SAEED? Prediction.
They're back to doing it again. Here
I'm not doing nothing.
There we go. Man City, Liverpool.
I'm actually not bothered with that. He can have that.
Here comes the friendship.
It's not friendship. It's
we're back. Scratching each other's backs, just like old times.
They had a break. You had a break. United had a break, and Arsenal tried to have a go, and that didn't work. So we might as well get a proper challenge. Back on the phone and fucking make it interesting.
I'm not even going to bother.
Remember, United had a 4-week title charge when they were going to win the quad. That ended well.
It wasn't a quad. It was just a test of the waters, man.
It was a quad.
It wasn't no quad, man. That was a couple of years ago, man.
Talking about quads. I thought
that was when we had Ronaldo, man.
I thought you pulled in the gym. That's why I was worried about hearing that. But then I actually meant that you actually meant the real quad. But I was like, the quad that GRIZZ thought they were winning last season, man.
I meant quad packs, man. Quad packs, man. I'm gonna go 2-1 as well. 2-1 tight win for Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah. 2-1. All right, cool. Some super chats. Dammy says, honestly, let people speak, GRIZZ. It's getting ridiculous now.
No. No.
Never change, GRIZZ. Never change.
You know what I mean? They think I'm going to change because it's in the super chat. Let him talk. No. When he talks shit, I'm going to not let him talk shit. I'm doing it for his benefit.
COO says, GRIZZ, don't go anywhere. You didn't answer for Keita. Why was he such a flop? And any behind the scenes in the no details?
I told my Liverpool people that he's not going to play again in November. I said he won't play for Liverpool ever again. And they were like, oh, shut up. I said he won't. Because he had a falling out with Jurgen Klopp around October, November when he didn't sign a new deal that was offered to him. And I was told he's not going to play. Lo and behold, he hasn't played a single minute since. Falling out, but it's not his really fault. His fault, Naby Keita felt hard done by when Thiago played in the semi-final, in the final, not half fit. But do you remember there was drama? I don't know if you don't remember. Thiago was injured in the warm-up, and Naby Keita was given the go-ahead, and then Thiago was brought back into the team and at Naby Keita's expense. He took it to heart, and he didn't want to sign a new extension, and he was out in the cold, but it is what it is.
Better question was, why did you want him to sign a new extension in the first place?
Exactly.
That was a bit
weird. I don't make the rules, brother. I don't make the rules.
Snooker Stone says, respect to GRIZZ comments on Pep. When we talk real, Klopp's Liverpool in them title races improved Pep as a manager. We pushed each other to insane heights.
I've heard this all before. Million
True,
times.
But it's facts, though, isn't it? That's why it's facts.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not that it isn't fact. Just
you imagine losing the league on 97 points.
No, you're right. It's facts, but it just doesn't guarantee that Liverpool will be back challenging next season. We need to see.
There's no guarantees. There's no guarantee.
You know why I come to that conclusion? Do you know why I come to that conclusion? I look at Liverpool and I feel that they're only 1 or 2 tweaks away from getting back to where they needed to be. I look at United and I don't think they're as close as they think they are.
What about Arsenal? Arsenal,
I don't think we are.
Listen. I look at Chelsea. I look at Chelsea and I think, you know, that could go anyway. If that squad clicks into gear, and then you could shot you. The thing with Arsenal is what's harder for Arsenal is for the last 20 years they've not been anywhere near it. So they fell off this season. Now that can go 1 or 2 ways. It can either be really bad and detrimental, and they're doubting themselves and thinking, "Fucking hell, we're never going to." Because Liverpool, it hurt Liverpool. Some of them players thought we're never going to beat Man City, and some of these Arsenal players think that. But it's whether the recruitment in the summer is right. And if they get it right, they're not a million miles away from sustaining it. They've gone 3/4 of the way. The season fell off at the end. They lack a bit of experience to me. I don't think Jorginho's the answer. I don't think the Polish kid coming in was too inexperienced. I don't know. It's big summer ahead for Arsenal. Big summer ahead for everybody on this panel, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think aside from Liverpool,
certain people have got managers. It's all mad.
But do you know one thing I'm going to say? The thing is with Arsenal now, the fans are more important than you think. So what can happen here is, right, you've seen the rejuvenation this season with the Ashburton Army and all that, and it was all going good when it was good, yeah? But when it was bad near the end and everyone fucked off and all that's a bad sign. When you've got people, some lads on AFTV, some on other channels, all
stricto, man. Call him out, man.
And all this shit, yeah? This can go toxic very, very quick, and it's no good. I thought you'd turn the corner on the fan base thing, and you was keeping it together quite well. There's 1 or 2 in the fan base where if you see him get the mic, you need to take the fucking mic off him and say, "Nah, you're not speaking this week. Fuck off," because it does you more harm.
Shit.
But that's what they need to do. There's certain people who rally people up. There's certain people on AFTV that got us pumped. When I did the Shark thing, I got every City content creator and said, "These men are fragile. Get the Sharks in the chat. Get on the neck."
What you're trying to say, Steve, is
because it's psychological warfare online, man, and we won the war. We won the war. The Shark won the war.
What you're trying to say, yeah?
Basically, Turkish media training is needed. So
Turkish, you lot of pussies.
Hold on.
He didn't say nothing like that, my guy.
Nah, listen. And you know what? Sometimes I use AFTV examples and people say we're not all the same. And I get that. I'm not calling Arsenal's fan base like that. I'm just saying the last thing you need now is a fan base all break away and start round with each other because you've been down that road before.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
No good. And listen, and I'm not saying that's easy because you've got that many channels, that many people, these pulling that way. They want him out. So it's hard. But what I'm saying is the season you've had, in my opinion, instead of people trying to spin it and say, we didn't bottle it and Man City's got more money than us and Man City have cheated. Instead of all that nonsense, they should have come out and gone, you know what? We didn't have the bollocks to do it at the end. We dropped the bag. But I tell you what, we've had a great season. We've got a young team and a young manager and we'll be back next season. That's all you need to say. And then anyone could say, well, fair enough. And then that's it. It's ended. You go away, let them have the banter and you come back next season ready to roll.
That's why it depends on who people take in. Because if you saw Troop's interview, maybe I think it was 3 weeks ago, he pretty much said what you said. If you saw Yardman's interview last weekend, the weekend just gone. If you saw Yardman's interview, he said basically what you just said. I've never run away with being top by 5 points or 8 points all season. I know that's not enough to be ultra confident about seeing Man City off after 19 games or after 22 games. A 5 to 8 point difference is nothing against City. But then you have got a lot of fans that do, say the opposite. To be honest, match going fans and the online fan base is very different.
Yeah,
I always say that. And sometimes people get offended by it and say, "What do you mean you're not real fans?" No, I didn't say that either.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I was actually quite surprised. Obviously, this is a subject from last weekend, but it's kind of been brought up now in terms of fucked off after the third goal or the second goal against Brighton. I was surprised that happened. I think every fan's well within their right to make that decision if they want to make it. But I was actually surprised because I'm one of the most pessimistic Arsenal fans out there, and maybe one of the most negative, if to some people. But if I was at that game, yes, I'd be fucking angry. Yes, I was vexed. People saw my interview after, but I wouldn't have left early. Because
that sends a big message out to them players. If you say you've got a young team and they've done unbelievable, you've got to back them to the end, man. Yeah. You've got to stay to the end and get everyone together and just go, because that would have sent a message to the rest of the league as if to say, you know what, fair play. They must be gutted in that stadium, but I tell you what, they're backing the team to the end. Everyone just fucked off, man. It looked, when I said Arsenal fans were fragile outside the Emirates, I didn't say that because I made it up. You was there, Turkish. How many people was coming up to me going, "You've won the league, Steve"? And then there was others going, "Nah, you haven't won the league." And I thought, you know what? Some of these guys aren't 100% confident as what they think. And that's why I kept saying one game at a time, one game at a time. And then that's it. But I don't know. I just think next season's going to be hard, man. He's taking a piss in, man. He's taking a piss in.
Tobs is killing our audio listeners on Spotify, man. Seriously. What the fuck?
He's sanitizing your nostrils. He's got hippo nostrils and he's blowing his nose live on air.
It's not even the first time you did that.
Like a trumpet going off.
You know when it's doomsday. You know when it's doomsday and the alarm goes off, bro. That's what that was.
I'm sorry.
Judgment Day, bro. Everyone assemble.
Let me get back to the super chats before we move on. The Italian Stallion says, "Big up, Big Steve. Planning to watch Jaws tonight." Umar says, "GRIZZ, be quiet and listen sometimes. You're not always correct. Humble yourself, mate."
Bro, they're on to you today, bro.
Thank you for the super chat. Shut your mouth and get off.
This is a good question.
This community man has gone mad. I'm taking you back out into the community, bro. We're gonna do some stuff. Because you've forgotten your roots, bro. We need to do some community service over the summer. Yeah, and then we're gonna come back fresh next season. You're gonna get your badges, and we're gonna go again because you've lost it.
Community is banned for the club now.
He's going into all the youth centers and kicking the doors down, saying, "Shut up, mate."
As per GRIZZ, that's what we're gonna call him.
This is what Liverpool have done to me, innit?
It's actually true.
Life's different. I keep saying that to you, lot. Life's different.
SAEED, would you rather lose the FA Cup final and knowing that City will lose the Champions League final, or would you rather win it knowing City will win the Champions League?
Listen, man, I've answered this about 1,000 times, man. I want to win the FA Cup. And City will do their history, innit? It's simple as that, man. I will never sacrifice winning something over Man City. So that's your question, mate.
Fellow Gooners like that last fellow north of me in Canada refused to face the facts how we threw this title opportunity away. Obviously referencing that super chat earlier. Kiefer says, "For those saying that it's only thanks to the money, do the panel think that if City had appointed any other manager other than Pep in 2016, they could have achieved and broken half of the records he did?"
I'll answer that. As a non-Man City fan, no chance.
Yeah, no chance. It's true. Don't get it twisted. Money helps, and that support helps.
Oh yeah, of course.
But Pep is different with it.
There's no dynasty without Pep.
100%.
The net spend, right? When we started spending money at first, we had to spend money because we were fucking shit, so we needed players, yeah. But last few years, look at what he's doing. He's tinkering one or two here and there. Net spend league now. Someone put it on the other day. We're fucking about 10th. So that argument's not even there anymore. We're winning trophies every season, so we're generating more money than we ever had. Someone said if they win the treble, they get over 350 million for winning the treble. You know what I mean? Haaland's been a massive signing for us. But you tell me another manager that could have overseen a team like this and keep it winning when you lose Aguero, Yaya Toure, David Silva, Vincent Kompany, Joe Hart, Pablo Zabaleta, all legends of the team. You usually have a drop-off because you have to get that period up. But what City do? They already identify the targets. And as one league declines and sets to retire, somebody slips in. Rodri was in the shadow of Fernandinho for 18 months. Then Fernandinho dropped back and Rodri came in. Look at Rodri now. Do you see him yesterday? One of the best DM in the world for me. Unbelievable.
I'm surprised I'm surprised he didn't get nominated for Player of the Year, but
you
know he gets overlooked all the time, man.
And he does his own thing, but without him, he's a massive part of what Man City do. But like I say,
he's the most important player for Man City, and I've been saying this all season. He's the most important. You can have all your Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne's, respect to all of them. Rodri is irreplaceable, in my opinion. Right now,
he is. But is that not a credit to Pep? Because he came in and he wasn't a finished article. He came in, he struggled a bit. Pep worked with him, made him into a good player. Nathan Ake, if you ask Nathan Ake, is he a better player now under Pep? Pep improved him. You ask Akanji, gone stale at Dortmund, Pep improved him. You got John Stones, yeah? Me and Toby argued about John Stones 2 years ago, yeah? Toby in the private DMs admitted that he dropped a clanger and John Stones is class. Look at him now.
I wouldn't say drop a clanger. I'll give you a point. It's good now.
No, but I've heard some of your texts on Romero and all that. We don't even want to go there. So at the end of the day,
go there if you want.
Pep Guardiola improves players. He makes players better. You know what I mean? And that's what he does.
Justin says the Liverpools need a completely new midfield and at least 2 new defenders. Then those players need to get used to each other. As a Gunner, we will be back stronger next season.
My brother, it's not Liverpool's, and I'm sure your name's not Jad Tin. So go and spell better. Come back better. Come back with better text. Jad Tin, tell him about Liverpool.
Kenny says exactly, Steve. Respect. Also, no Spurs fan should talk about title or laugh at Arsenal. Arsenal bottled the league, unfortunately, but we'll try again.
What nonsense. Why can't we laugh? When the roles were reversed, didn't Arsenal fans laugh? Is there a divine right about you winning a title 20 years ago that means that you can call teams bottlers for bottling, but fans can't call you bottlers for bottling? I don't understand it. If you bottle something, you bottle something. Doesn't matter who I support. These Arsenal fans, they don't like it. They don't like it when they're being called bottlers. I see Robbie's the same as well. They don't like it. They've been using that word for so many years. And now when they can't face the hard, cold reality in terms of the title race, they want to start.
To be honest, I don't think anyone would like being called bottlers, but I do understand what you mean. Listen, we've got a lot of sensitive fans. We've got a lot of sensitive fans. We're not the only fan base with sensitive fans. That's also true, but we have got sensitive fans. What can I do?
Proper hypocrites.
Forest Fan TV says, big up Turkish and the boys. Thanks for having me on Box to Box today. Remember, go with your head prediction and help us to safety. Just Waffling says, Turkish, how do you feel about Xhaka leaving the club and who do you think should come in? Was it his best season? Oh, that's not even a question. Of course it was his best season. How do you feel about him leaving? I don't care. You know, it's obvious he was told that he's going to get... No, don't get me wrong. He's been important to us this season, but it's obvious that he's been told or he knows that next season he's not going to get as many minutes and he doesn't want to stay for that reason. So, what do you say?
You wish him a happy leaving day at Arsenal.
What do you mean a happy leaving day?
Why is Steve going mad? I want to understand what's going on.
The fucking chat, someone said that's the only trumpet Toby will be blowing.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Oh, God.
I don't get it. It was gone over my head.
It's a Blue Oyster joke for the trumpet, but
yeah, this is PG, man. PG.
Yeah.
I'm not involved.
Yeah, I don't care about
that. Only Steve is laughing at this, right? So the one guy
I'm enjoying it quietly. I'm enjoying it quietly.
No, but it's always you, Tobs. Like the common denominator in these kind of situations is always you.
Are you mad?
Yes, it is.
Are you mad?
Is it not him, lads?
Yes, it is.
Don't say is it not him? Are you mad?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm mad.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Are you mad? Rao says Arsenal team is like Liverpool's team in 13-14 season. Young manager and players pushing above their weight. Arsenal won't challenge next season. This was a one-off. Newcastle moving ahead of schedule, according to Kendall R. Said Mr. Sinclair. Did they replace Spurs as top 6 by winning a cup or something? United, Qatar updates. SAEED.
No
None.
updates.
There's no updates.
No updates.
No updates, yeah.
This boy, this club, they're everyday breaking news. Radcliffe versus Qatar versus Sheikhs versus. They're not gonna have a conclusion for us. They said they had 5 deadlines. Deadline day is gone. They're still pushing the deadline back again. It's boring. It's boring. These guys.
I reckon Harry Redknapp's going to turn up in
It's ridiculous.
They're going to have another deadline day.
Redknapp turns up. I'm not a wheeler and dealer. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Just it never ends.
Throw my hat in the ring.
The amount of times I've heard it's deadline day over at Old Trafford, and every single day.
Odin Wingy turned up in the car park. Thought it was deadline day. Deadline day.
I heard it's deadline day. Everyone's hearing it's deadline day. United. Oh, United.
You're not gonna get anything before the end of the season anyway.
Let me just finish off these super chats now. Yeah, sorry. Johnson says Arsenal can either go down like Liverpool after 13-14 or go up a notch like Liverpool after 18-19. City are elite, but mentality is key. Even fans. Well said, Steve. And AB says, okay, so Grandpa's on smoke now. How is the old man that's always eating having so much chest? Simmer down, Grizz. Why are people onto you like this, Grizz?
I don't understand this now. This is getting too much now. Guys, man, leave my uncle alone, man.
Leave me like
alone, man. Tobs said, no.
I got my guy, Grizz, man. No, Grizz, I got you, man. Leave my uncle alone, man.
Nah, I like AB15, man.
Calm down.
My
uncle
like AB15.
Back your uncle, then, isn't it?
I like
Yeah,
AB15.
man. Just leave him in it.
Be careful, man. AB15, yeah, he looks like he's training for
No,
Rocky.
he's really serious. Yeah, he's serious.
He's Snow, man, with gloves on.
Yeah,
and
man.
shit.
He wants that
He's
YouTube
serious.
boxing fight, man. You got it?
Serious.
Grizz.
Yeah, he's serious.
John says, I question the age of people that say Sir Alex never had money in the 90s. United had the financial monopoly in England. All the top players went United. Big up. Yeah, they did. Avinash says, if United drop out of top 4 and lose the FA Cup final and West Ham win the Conference League, would West Ham have had a better season? These questions are getting so mad.
What the hell is that about?
These questions are getting so mad.
It's a lot of the hypotheticals in these super chats nowadays, isn't it? It's mad.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Just Waffling says, Saeed, as a fellow United fan, we need to prepare harder than Ten Hag for the potential FA Cup result. Oven already on for the cooking.
Bro, I'm leaving the country, man.
Hey, so what?
Yeah, I'm preparing already.
Quick exit. Italian Stanley says the Etihad is really underrated. People won't give the atmosphere it deserves. We saw yesterday how the City fans pushed City. Madrid couldn't cope. They went to Anfield and won 5-2.
Bro, man, we've beaten them as well the same. We smashed them. Have you not forgotten? 4-0 as well. Gerrard, Torres.
That was like 20 years ago, though, no?
No.
No, that's the last super chat I've got. Actually, one more just come in.
I remember that game, though. Liverpool was sick that night.
F says, talking about fans is fine, but players clearly gave up versus Brighton before the game even started because City beat Everton. I wouldn't have left early either, but I get it completely. What can the fans do if the players check?
You know what? Do you know when you knew that the Arsenal fans had lost it? When they kept saying, "Oh, David Moyes is coming to the Etihad. He's going to do us a favour." It's like, fuck off. It's David Moyes. We've not lost in 20 games. Sam Allardyce is coming. He's going to do it. No, he isn't. Sam Allardyce is shit. Yeah, and then they said, Sean Dyche ball at Everton. Fucking hell, you'll see. We didn't even get out of second gear at Everton. We're knocking it around like fucking Brazil. And then, you know what I mean? Then we beat Bayern Munich the other week. And everyone's like, oh, what about fucking Leeds at home? It's like, people are mad. They just take a step back and look how the team's playing and realise, like, he's fucking playing well, man. Arsenal needs to focus on Arsenal. Arsenal had the chance. It was in their own hands, 8 points. They were there, they were clear. They could have beat us at the Emirates, could have beat us at the Etihad. It's game over.
Words to expressions. We had it all in our hands.
Insane, mate. Insane. He's loving it.
Let's move on to Let's move on to Tottenham Brentford. Reason being because obviously Tony's suspension has come in. It's caused a lot of debate about whether it's too harsh or not enough, and why does he get to play have some of the months in the summer? Is that fair? All of that. So yeah, I don't know. Tobs, Brentford at your stadium. No Tony. What's your thoughts on it? And give me 2 minutes.
Literally don't care. Don't care about the result. I care about the club. Don't care about the result. Don't care about the game. Don't care on Ivan Toney. I mean, what was it like? 233, like breaches or something like that.
Yeah.
232.
All of them bets he bet on Tottenham to win and lost.
Probably. I wouldn't even be surprised by that. But yeah, no, like I feel like he's probably got off. I feel like he's probably got off light. To be fair, that many offences, that seems like a madness. That seems like an absolute madness. That seems like he has a problem. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Like even me, bruv, I'm nobody, and I do maybe like your cheeky hackers here and there, but that's 232. It's mental, man.
That's what you know about. That's what you know about. He's well got blag accounts everywhere, I know. You know what I mean? His football is mad.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, I do think he actually got off scot-free. I say scot-free. I think he got off lightly. I feel like the punishment could have been much more severe, but it's
Who's going to be the next Tottenham manager, Toby?
I actually don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, bro. Apparently Spurs are trying to interview Onslaught, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be him or not. I don't know.
Who's that, the Feyenoord guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the way forward?
I need to do my research on him, to be fair. I've heard good things about him, but I don't really know what he's about. So
would you not take Potter?
No, I don't want him. He's managed Chelsea. Bun him now. Yeah. No more Chelsea managers. No,
I don't think these guys that have these seasons in like Feyenoord, and that's the answer, because I don't think you get a true representation of the leagues and that over there, and Dutch leagues and that. But
yeah, I need to do my research on him though, because I feel like from what people are telling me, he seems like someone who would fit Spurs based off what we're looking for, like someone who, because I guess we're looking for like a project manager who can play like aggressive football, attacking football, developing young players, right? Those are the type of managers that Spurs are saying they want to go for. And people are telling me that this Onslaught guy, like he ticks those boxes. So I don't know. You lot can tell me. I don't really watch Dutch league, so
no, I can't say I know much about him as well. To be honest with you, but
what about Brendan Rodgers?
I did tell you. I'm sorry to be proved right again. I did tell you no elite top manager is not going to take that job. And I was very shocked that Nagelsmann wasn't even in the picture. But you know, he came to his senses and refused the job, or whatever happened. I think the final manager, you know, is another on one of those on the level of, I don't know, let's say a Nuno Espirito, you know, a project manager, not really done it at the highest level, but could be on the verge of taking you to another level. And that's what
Nuno's never won a league in the top. Nuno's never won a title in the top any top flight league, though, has he?
That's what I just said.
But you compared Onslaught to Nuno.
No, I'm saying in terms of the levels of league, if you're going to recognize the Dutch league as a credible title and someone that should take your club on, because you're talking about one second you talk about Nagelsmann, Pochettino, and then you're talking about Frank Arnold, whatever his name is. What's his name?
Onslaught.
Onslaught. Do you see the drop off?
No, I see the drop off, but again, I need to do my research on him. It may not be that bad. I don't know. I just know for sure that irrespective of who we have in, there's always going to be a cap. Even if we brought in Nagelsmann, there's always going to be a cap as long as Turkish's favorite owner is at our club. So until he goes, I don't expect.
No, I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought Potter would have been ideal for Tottenham, me personally, but
before he went to Chelsea, yes. After he's gone to Chelsea, No, especially at Spurs' expense as well. Nah, F that guy, man. Let him go build his career
Fucking
back up.
Conte was at Chelsea and Mourinho was at Chelsea.
Yeah, and that's enough now. AVB, Conte, Mourinho, it's enough now. It's enough.
Yeah, he was only at Chelsea though for a couple of weeks, so it doesn't really count. Really, he didn't have enough time to get it embedded in his soul.
He knocked back Spurs as well. The season we had Nuno, he knocked back Tottenham. So no, so you had.
Do you blame him though? Do you blame him?
I don't blame him, but I'm also of the opinion that we should like have some pride about ourselves and not go crawling back to a guy who knocked us back when we wanted him, and he took the bigger job in Chelsea, and now he's been sacked and he feels like it's his easy way back to the Premier League. We should have some respect for ourselves.
I look at the Tottenham squad, and I just think it's a mess. I just think you've got these players there that should be nowhere near it. But we've had this conversation 2 years ago, the same conversation where there's about 8 or 9 players that need fucking off.
Yeah, I'd say it's worse now, Steve. It's literally worse.
It's bad.
And they've also got players that are just not performing. Like Bissouma's been, obviously, he's had injuries, but he's been a flop. Let's be
real. At the time they signed him, though, he was, to be fair, he was looking shit. I know. Everyone thought
I wanted him.
Everyone wanted him.
The thing is, I think it's annoying because like the gap in quality between like our better players and our worst players is too big. Like it's way too big. Like you've got genuinely you hit the nail on the head, Steve, and SAEED and GRIZZ. Like there are some players at our club that legitimately have no business being even at a top 15 Premier League club, let alone a club who are meant to be like trying to finish in the top 4. But there are some good players there as well. It's just right now we're a squad player heavy team in the sense where we don't have enough like genuine starters. We have way too many squaddies that are average or just inadequate, right? So something needs to change. Whoever is our next manager has got a huge job in their hands, like a huge one, especially with who they have to work with, what they have to deal with at squad level. No director of football, the Kane situation, we don't know what's going to happen there in the summer. So it's not easy, man. It's not easy. I do not envy
You lose him, which is a big possibility. The fans are going to demand an elite striker, but no elite strikers coming there.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will demand an elite striker. I think if you lose Harry Kane, we just demand succession planning, proper succession planning. That's something that Spurs have struggled with. And I think that's probably driving, on top of the fact that it's Harry Kane and he's one of our own and he's a ridiculous player, right? One of the other things that probably stops, in my opinion, the average Spurs fan from letting go of Harry Kane is because we've seen this club botch their attempts at replacing the better players at our club. Like we've seen it over the years with centre-backs, midfielders, attackers, they struggle to replace good players. So when it comes to replacing literally the best performer for Tottenham in the Premier League, you don't trust these guys to do it. You don't trust these guys.
United written all over it for me, Kane. He's got United written all over it. I can just see it. They need
I can see it too.
Couple super chats in. Blaze says, Toby no lie. Bro said on DR Sports that he says he doesn't care about the results on Big Six, but he actually does. Don't let him get away if they lose again.
Genuinely, if we lose, I wouldn't care, man. I would even welcome a loss. Big man thing. I would welcome a loss as long as it puts us in 8th. I would genuinely, I wouldn't mind Brentford coming to our ground and beating us. What difference does it make to the season? Genuinely,
yeah, that's true.
Memphis says Frank Lampard should be the next Spurs manager. It's a match made in heaven. Matisse.
You can stay at Chelsea, bro.
Matisse is knocked out, man.
There he is. What are you trying over there?
You don't want to get your predictions done?
Yeah. Nah, I knew you was trying something. It's prediction time, my bro. I need to know what we're going for. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
When does it only change? It's only changed when Turkish goes first, isn't it, for his prediction?
Yeah, it's a sad day for him. It's a sad day.
It's not fair, man. But anyway.
Hey, life isn't fair as well.
No, fair enough. No, I agree with you. Life ain't fair. Yes, ban him.
Ban him. Gunnar Sand says one legend for another. Chelsea has Poch and Tottenham can have Super Frankie Lampard.
This Lampard shot's mad. Spurs. It's wild, you know. Football's wild. Never rule anything out.
He does that. He's finished.
I can categorically rule that out. So,
Tobs, go on. Prediction.
Ain't that deep, bro? For something that you don't care about.
oh shit! No, Ivan Toney is immediate effect, isn't it?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess that changes things. Okay, cool. I'll go for 2-1 Tottenham then.
2-1 Tottenham. Matisse.
6-6.
6-6. You took the words right out of my mouth. How do you do it? How do you do it?
He's got you in some mad chokehold, bro.
It's crazy.
6-6. 6. We move. Hugh's gone for 2-2. Steve.
2-1 Brentford.
2-1 Brentford. Cool. SAEED.
I'm gonna go for 2-0 Tottenham.
2-0. GRIZZ.
1-0 Tottenham.
1-0 Tottenham. All right, cool. Anymore? Giovanni says, bro, this show is too funny. I'm having a good time. You guys are great. Love for the love, Giovanni. City complained Murray, Rosa, and KC is an Arsenal fan only for them to hire Lord Panic. Another Arsenal fan. City will be expelled soon. Can't wait. Rana says, didn't Arsenal fans...
We win the treble and get relegated to the second division. That just goes full circle for me. I can reset, man, and go again. I love that.
Didn't Arsenal fans want Liverpool to beat Spurs in the Champions League final? Of course we did. Of course. COO says, besides City, Arsenal are the only club that isn't a mess structurally. With a good summer, I think they're in the best position to challenge again, plus the mentality lessons from this year. Like Steve said, it goes one way or the other. We'll see what happens. Last but not least, Nottingham Forest, Arsenal. I've talked here and there about Arsenal throughout the last couple of hours we've been live. So we'll just get into predictions. Before we do, KJ says Turkish needs a red card. This is your time to shine now, Matisse, because I have to go first. So what am I gonna go for? Let me go for a. Are we going to win this game? Martinelli injured. We should win it, man. 3-1 Arsenal. Hugh's gone 3-0 Arsenal. Steve?
1-1.
1-1. SAEED?
Who's home? Arsenal.
Forest.
I'm not going to lie, man. This is a sticky one. Nah, I'm going to go for 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 GRIZZ.
Where is it at? Forest.
Yeah.
Just said it right now.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Tobs.
2-1 Aston.
Are you doing the Turkish shit on me? Are you doing that business on me?
No, genuinely not. Like that was what I had in my head.
Make sure you're not doing it on me, yeah?
I mean, I'm second. I wouldn't be doing the Turkish.
You are. That's why you be doing it, you idiot, because you're second and I'm chasing you. So you're doing that shit on me. So you are doing that shit on me.
I'm not doing it on you, bro. Relax. I'm trying to get...
I'm gonna check this show back. I'm gonna check the footage back. Anyhow.
You know what? Why are you being so paranoid, huh?
There's reasons, bro.
Why are you being so paranoid?
There's reasons.
Man said reasons, you know.
No, but if he's doing that, Saeed, that's like, what's the point? Turkish is doing it, Matisse. He's doing it to me. You know what I mean?
Next season, we need to have a...
Yeah. We're going to change the tactics. We're going to change the rules and regulations.
Next season, it's like changing. We need a board. We need a committee.
SAEED, you've won every single season. How are you not happy?
No, I'm just because I'm very fair. I'm very fair. You know,
he's seen it from the top. He's seen all last.
I've seen it from the top. I've analyzed situation. Yeah, I've analyzed situation, and I want a bit of competition. So I just want to have a fair kind of game. That's right.
Matisse, you see how much everyone cares about you. They want to change the whole system because they feel you're hard done by.
No, we don't give a shit about Matisse. It's each for their own.
Yeah, that's haram, man. Leave it now. That's it now.
Go on, Matisse. Have you had enough time to think? Because this is a very decisive prediction you're about to make.
2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest.
That makes us champions. Champions. Ole, ole, ole.
Is that a flask?
No, this is the size of that gold one that they parade around the fucking Emirates all the time.
Yeah, we're the only one with that, Steve. We're the only one with that. You're about to do Man United one. We're still the only one.
I'll take the treble, mate. I'll take the treble.
Yeah, of course you will. But yeah, that's about it for tonight. The prediction table.
This one's for you, Turkish. This one here.
Yeah. Well, we've come a long way for you to be bantering us, Steve. It wasn't that long ago, you was little brother.
I'm sick of sticking up for you now, though. Then you came for me in the chat, Big Steve. He only said that I only said it about Arteta because I didn't really believe it, and it was all mind games. So fucking mad. So fucking mate. But I was right about Arteta. What a good manager in the end.
Yeah. Just stop sending me pictures of sharks. It's over now. It's over.
Hey, have you seen how many sharks Robbie's got?
Yeah, he's told me. Start sending them to SAEED because of that FA Cup final. I'm done.
Nah, man.
Right.
Every morning, 7 a.m, I was eating my Weetabix. I used to look for a different shark pic and send it to Robbie. He just put in the end, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. All right, let's wrap it up here. Like I said, prediction table, we showed that on Monday. If you haven't seen it, it will be on the socials at the Big Six Show, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to the Mandem, Matisse, Tobs, GRIZZ, SAEED, and Big Steve's channel. All links in the description below, and the official channel is there too. Like I said, videos are coming out. It's my fault that one hasn't dropped in the past week. I just need to get a clip out of it, then it's ready to go. And then the New York stuff. We're all going. That's going to be on the Big Six channel. So make sure you're subscribed there with the notification bell on.
New York.
Can't wait. All right, Steve, love for coming on again. It's been a pleasure as always.
Always.
It won't be the last time, that's for sure. And to be honest, we've got an announcement coming up soon. I ain't going to announce it now, but we've got an announcement coming up soon. So look out for that as well, people. Make sure you're locked in. We are back on Monday. If there's no game, it's Monday 9 p.m. If there is a game, Monday 10 p.m. So just
There's a game.
There is a game.
What's the game?
Yeah. Newcastle.
Yeah, is it Newcastle or Brighton or one of them, man?
Leicester. Newcastle, Leicester.
10 p.m. I want to see what Newcastle are doing. Love for the love, people. Hit the like button on the way out. We haven't hit 2K yet, but we're close. And tune in again Monday. Peace. We're out.